chuckling when somebody would ask me. I start off the conversation with some self-deprecating type humor, but because I'm only actually average height and average intelligence, there's a lot to choose from. But tonight I want to speak about something a little bit more serious, so bear with me for one moment. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to talk about the importance for volunteering and the value of JA. I thought tonight I could actually use my own personal experiences to highlight the reason why the call is so important for the people that are actually in this room and in your circle of influence. I've personally been involved now teaching the company program at the high school level for the past 11 years. I didn't just wake up one day and decide I had nothing better to do with my time. I mean, sometimes I'm not sure I do, but that's not, the truth is, my father, who cannot be here tonight as he is ending his fight with cancer now, has always had a profound influence on my life, much like his father did have on him. We come from a family that is full of entrepreneurs. We've always had role models and had others that have walked down the path of the life that we've just started. In my classes that I do, my junior achievement classes, there's two questions that I ask all of the students during the interview process. I say, tell me who your role model is and why. And do you personally have an entrepreneur in your family you think that can help you guide you through this semester? Now, almost all the time they say their parents, which is great. I mean, I don't just let them get away with that. I make them explain. And I do every once in a while get a Donald Trump up there nowadays, but most of the time it's their parents. And one of the things I remind them, I said, it's wonderful that you actually say that, but I hope that you go back and tell your parents that you are actually the role model. The other thing I will say is my experience in Jay has always been in the Fairfield school system, which is certainly not lacking of resource, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. With kids in the Fairfield public school system, I'm all happy. But even with the students where their parents are business leaders and entrepreneurs, the discussion at home isn't like about process or about change or about struggles or determination. So there's so much that happens in the classroom that's only given by people like us that can actually talk about real life experiences. And even if you have the real life experience, I can't remember the last time my children actually listened to me. So sometimes it's just having somebody that's actually out and about in the world, and we make an amazing influence. So what I would like to say is, now in my experience, excuse me one second. Sorry. So what happens, the problem that we have, I believe, in our schools, when we're talking and people are talking about entrepreneurship, there really is nobody making the case to become an entrepreneur. And usually it's not made by people of the status that are sitting in this room, that have had the credibility and experience that you can share your own journey and really inspire people about the free enterprise. Our country was founded on the belief that anybody can achieve their dreams. And again, no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. We are now the standard bearers to that dream. It is us, like our parents and our grandparents before us, that must keep the dream alive and fight and make the case for the free enterprise system. I will end with two quick events that happened in my life this week. I got an email from one of the parents of my students last year in the class, explaining how much the impact of the course had on him. And can I provide some advice about the college that he goes to? Again, I thought that was a stretch, but I'm like, if you need advice from me about college, you've got some issues. But the point was, if you think what we do in the classroom doesn't make an impact, no, it does. And it's a profound impact because the students are listening and they're craving the experience that we have to share. Second, literally before I came here this evening, a few hours ago, I sat down with my father and I told him it's okay now. And not to worry, he did his job. Then I told him, you taught me well enough that I'm not just going to pass on the lessons to my children, but his teaching of selflessness and giving and sharing has had a direct impact on hundreds of high school students already. So And more importantly, it was difficult to explain this concept, but we're building a crusade now to be sure that every student is able to embrace the ideas of what's made our society successful. Regardless of the shape of our current political environment, which seems a little chaotic, I must admit, what has always been true of our country is that those that have achieved the most and that have been the most successful, like all of us in this room, have accepted the responsibility to carry the mantle for free enterprise system and the entrepreneurial spirit. You can and should make a difference. So, I know my father's with me literally right now, and I know while you're suffering, he needs to understand something, that he can rest assured that his legacy will go on in my own actions. And I, for one, will not forget to support the next generation. So thank you. I appreciate your attendance. Now I'd like to invite some special people.